What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. Doing the best I can with this censoring here. This is the new album from the band Cannibal Corpse, entitled Violence Unimagined. This is released on Metal Blade Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Tampa, Florida. And honestly, I don't need to get into too much details and specifics about this band. If you've been a long-time viewer of mine, you already know the deal when it comes to me and Cannibal Corpse. This is my favorite metal band of all time. This is my favorite death metal band of all time. This is the band that opened my gateway into becoming an extreme metal fan and metal lifer. If it wasn't for listening to Tomb of the Mutilated back in my high school days, I would have not known the wonders that this band was and what kind of legacy they've helped build. They have a very impactful legacy. They are probably the most recognizable name in death metal. They are one of the most successful bands in death metal, touring all over the world, making a name for themselves not only in metal but in pop culture. Just a very legendary band with a very legendary discography. Of course, the Chris Barnes era of this band will always hold a place in my heart, from stuff like The Demo to Eaten Back to Life, Butchered at Birth, which is a masterpiece, Tomb of the Mutilated, which is another masterpiece, The Bleeding, showing the band with different ranges and diversity. And then we get to the Corpse Grinder era of the band, which is the era we're in now, with George Fisher as their vocalist, making his own sort of legacy and impact with the band, pumping out classic album after classic album, Vile, Gallery of Suicide, Bloodthirst, The Wretched Spawn, Kill, just to name a few. I mean, not only has Cannibal Corpse withstood the test of time, but also has been the people that are helping make the music happen. People like Pat O'Brien or Rob Barrett or Alex Webster or Paul Mazurkowitz. Just some absolutely wonderful musicians to help make albums, to help keep Cannibal Corpse going. The last time we had heard a Cannibal Corpse full length was back in 2017 with the album Red Before Black. In hindsight, I still enjoy that record, but something about it felt a little bit off. I don't know if I'm the only one who really feels that way about this album, but it felt a little off in comparison to previous Cannibal Corpse releases, like let's say maybe Torture or A Skeletal Domain. Something felt a little bit different, almost a little rocky in a sense. But while it might still be a good album to listen to, I still think, in hindsight, I feel like it could have been better. I feel like it could have been a much better Cannibal Corpse album. And of course, the last time I had seen this band play live was, of course, the Decibel Magazine tour with Morbid Angel, Blood Incantation, and Necrot. Of course, Cannibal Corpse brought in a different guitarist to join the fold after the situation with Pat O'Brien. They brought in Eric Rutan to help play guitar. And honestly, it felt like a seamless transition from him being a producer and mixer for the band to just get on stage and play with them. And it just felt effortless to see him on stage, play guitar, hit all the riffs perfectly, just do some great, great wonders. But now in 2021, there came the news that Cannibal Corpse were working on a brand new full-length album, and I was extremely excited to see what was going to happen. What are they going to do? How are they going to top themselves? And of course, then came the big announcement that Eric Rutan is an official member of the band now. Not only is he helping produce and mix the album, but he also plays, writes, and does songwriting. I was very surprised to see this happen. I don't think it could have happened to a nicer guy, and I'm glad that he's getting an opportunity to showcase his chops with Cannibal Corpse. And then, of course, we get a glimpse of how things were going to go with the first single, Inhumane Harvest. Of course, it sounded phenomenal. It sounded like something that would blow Red Before Black right out of the water. And I was very, very excited to see what kind of sounds and directions this band is going to take for their 15th full-length album. And now here we are with that 15th full-length album entitled Violence Unimagined. It's 11 tracks, and it clocks in at around 43 minutes in length. And right off the gate, This album is 10,000 times better than Red Before Black, and honestly, it could probably be better than the last two albums that came before that, Torture and A Skeletal Domain. This album is the wake-up call that Cannibal Corpse, I feel, truly needed after Red Before Black, and having Eric Rutan play in the band makes a huge world of difference. Of course, it's the same sort of Cannibal Corpse sound you know and love, but I don't think this band really needs to change anything else other than just wake the fuck up just a little bit, you know? I make this comparison to Cannibal Corpse sometimes, that listening to Cannibal Corpse is like visiting your favorite diner and going to look at the menu and find the most delicious, most comforting piece of food you can eat. You've had it thousands of times before, but the more you have it, the more you love it, and the more you begin to appreciate it. And that's how I feel with listening to Cannibal Corpse. This is comfort food death metal at its finest, and Violence Unimagined is definitely one of the best current-day Cannibal Corpse records in quite some time. Musically, this is so tight-knit, as tight-knit can be, and of course, the typical Cannibal Corpse idea is having everybody have a chance to write music and write lyrics, whether it be something written by Alex Webster or something written by Rob Barrett or written by Eric Rutan or a little bit of both. You get all of that in great detail here. I mean, the music on this album is just absolutely top-notch. I mean, you hear it on the opening moments of Murderous Rampage, and then you get to these super dizzying riffs on songs like Condemnation Contagion, Necrogenic Resurrection. The breakdown in the middle of that song is just so nasty. I absolutely love the tempo change in that track when it comes to the breakdown parts. And then later on with songs like Ritual Annihilation, Bound and Burned, Over Torture, it's just seriously phenomenal getting to hear all this wonderful music be played and executed. The riffs are your typical sort of Cannibal Corpse riff fare. I mean, Rob Barrett does amazing work as usual in terms of his guitar playing and his songwriting, and Eric Rutan has his opportunities to shine and showcase why he's so good at writing music and playing music. I mean, Condemnation Contagion, Ritual Annihilation, Over Torture. I believe those are the songs that Rutan wrote for this album, and they are absolutely phenomenal. But you can't count out Rob Barrett either. Inhumane Harvest, Follow the Blood, Bound and Burned. Unbelievable guitar playing going on here. The bottom end on this record is very good too. Of course, what is there to say about Alex Webster that hasn't been said by so many other people before? He is one of the greatest bassists of all time, and he delivers a really solid performance here. I do believe that this album is more evidented as a guitar player's record. The guitarists have more of an opportunity to shine here, and I know Alex Webster would have his moments in the sun to shine and do his thing, but you can definitely feel his bass in this album. I just wish you could hear it just a little bit more. That's my one real little small complaint about this record, is that I wish I would have heard Alex Webster's bass a little bit more. When it comes to the drumming, of course, Paul Mazurkiewicz, the longtime drummer for this band, I don't know how he continues to do the amazing things that he does at his age and to have the stamina and endurance that he does. He is a fantastic drummer, and really no other drummer could suit Cannibal Corpse better than Paul Mazurkiewicz here. And here on this album, hitting the fills, the blasts, the thrash parts, just the typical sort of drumming styles that you hear from Paul Mazurkiewicz. He delivers some phenomenal drum performance work here. Necrogenic Resurrection, Inhumane Harvest, Ritual Annihilation, just some top-notch qualities and examples of Paul Mazurkiewicz doing the drum styles that he knows how to do best. I really can't imagine Cannibal Corpse having a more modern drummer with their style and sound. I think Paul Mazurkiewicz does the drum work perfectly here. And when it comes to the vocals, it's your typical Corpse Grinder vocal style and roar. Very evil, very guttural, very powerful. I can't imagine how he still can do the things that he does, the screams that he can do, the growls that he can do, the way that he words all of the lyrics and aggression throughout this entire album, whether it's about killing or zombies or world extermination or any of that sort of shit. Corpse Grinder does a phenomenal job with his vocals here. He is still the premier vocalist for this band, commanding your attention, making sure that you listen to every single thing that he says, and his delivery is just on top of the food performance here. Top of the food chain performance from Corpse Grinder Fisher. Unbelievable work. So overall, I definitely think that this is one of the better modern Cannibal Corpse albums in recent memory. I definitely think it's better than Red Before Black. It's probably better than the last two that came before it. I don't know if I can put it on the same level as stuff like, let's say, Kill or Evisceration Plague. Of course, Tomb of the Mutilated is still my favorite Cannibal Corpse album of all time. Bloodthirst is still my favorite George Fisher fronted Cannibal Corpse album. But Violence Unimagined is, like I said, the kick in the ass and the wake-up call this band has been needing for a very, very long time. And I'm very happy that they made this album possible. Eric Rutan is entering the band, is a seamless transition. He does tremendous work. It sounds phenomenal, and I'm very, very happy and satisfied with everything. So, if I didn't think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Murderous Rampage, Necrogenic Resurrection, Inhumane Harvest, Ritual Annihilation, Bound and Burned, Over Torture, just some really top-notch stuff overall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Cannibal Corpse Bandcamp page, where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally, and it is available physically as a CD and 12-inch vinyl. Of course, what I have in my hands is the alternative, uncensored artwork, over-the-top, crazy, violent artwork, as to be expected from Vince Locke. Of course, the alternate cover with the chick with her tongue out, Melina style, looks really nice too. You have the back cover here. There's the chick with the tongue out in question. Comes with this supersized booklet, which of course has the alternate cover art on the front. And you have an artwork piece for every single song that's on here. I absolutely love how this turned out. It's absolutely badass. Yeah, there you see the brand new band member photos going on here. Really, really cool. I'm trying to get to the one. Yeah, here we go. This is my favorite of the artwork pieces for all the lyrics. This soldier with the gas mask. Super, super sick. And the vinyl comes on multiple variations, but I got the beer with red splatter. Came out amazing, sounds amazing, and I'm very, very happy to have this. And hopefully they'll consider making another run of the uncensored artwork, because I think both artworks look nice, but I'd rather do it uncensored. So, again, the album is Violence Unimagined by Cannibal Corpse. This is released on Metal Blade Records. Definitely check this one out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a pretty strong 9 out of 10. Definitely one of the best modern Cannibal Corpse albums to date. If you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it and how you think it compares to the previous releases. Or any of you guys into Cannibal Corpse, definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army out.